Hey guys, my name's Lauren. Um, I decided to do my presentation this time, my last one, on a book called The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. I'll show you the cover, so that's kind of a strange name. There it is. And it's by the author Avie. I think I'm saying that right. I don't really know. But this is easily one of my favorite books since childhood. I remember I read it in the 5th grade. And the first time I read it, I was hooked. I read it about 5 or 6 more times since then. And then I reread it for this class, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to do that. It's considered to be in the historical fiction genre, which is perfect because that's what this lesson, lesson 13, is all about. So I think the main reason, you'll kind of see why as I explain the book, is because the book focuses so much on the social mannerisms of the time. This book takes place in 1832, and it's about this young girl, Charlotte, and the things that she goes through as a young girl of the time. So I'll kind of read a little passage just to get you guys a little idea. That's the very first part of the book. It gives you a good idea of who she is and how the book goes. Says, not every 13-year-old girl is accused of murder, brought to trial, and found guilty. But I was just such a girl, and my story is worth relating, even if it did happen years ago. Be warned, however, this is no story of a bad boy. Know what Katie did. If strong ideas and action offend you, read no more. Find another companion to share your idle hours. For my part, I intend to tell the truth as I lived it. But before I begin relating what happened, you must know something about me, as I was in the year 1832, when these events transpired. At the time my name was Charlotte Doyle, and though I have kept my name, I am not, for reasons you will soon discover, the same Charlotte Doyle. So she's a 13-year-old girl who's very much so polite, well-mannered. She comes from a kind of a strict family. Her father is very orderly and particular about the things he wants done and how he expects his wife and his children to act. And Charlotte grew up in England since the time she was, I think, 6 years old, and now she's 13. So for 7 years, she's gone to school in England and kind of grown up there. They were moved there for her father's work, but originally they're from Rhode Island. So the book is about her family travels back to Rhode Island without her. Her father expects her to finish schooling in her boarding school that she's at in England, and then travel back to Rhode Island, where she'll meet her family. What ends up happening is there are two families that are supposed to be on the ship. That's where they travel by ship because it's the 1800s. There are two other families that are supposed to go with her, and they end up not being able to travel. So Charlotte is alone on this ship, and her father trusts the captain. His name is Captain Jaggery, which doesn't that just sound kind of ominous? But anyways, her father trusts him because it's one of his ships. He employed him, but he doesn't really know who Captain Jaggery is very well. And very soon you find out that this is not a normal ship, and that where she's traveling is, or who she's traveling with, is not the best company. So one thing I really love that Avie did, again if I'm saying the author's name right, is he put pictures of what a boat would have looked like during that time, and then he labeled all of the different things. I thought that was really neat because so much of the time I didn't know what I know what the mast is, but like the fore topsail or the ratlines, the shrouds, I'd never heard of those words. And so I'd reference this to figure out where she was while she was on the ship, and all those things. Then it also labels or talks about the ship's time and the different watches that the crew did, and eventually that Charlotte ends up doing as well. So you kind of get a better idea of what it would have been like or looked like. Anyways, I would recommend this book 100 times over. I loved it so much. Like I said, from the time that I was young. And yeah, there it is. So everyone should go and read The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. I hope you guys will consider it because it's a really great book for your kids or for yourself. Anyways, thanks so much, everyone. I'll see you guys.